the goal here is not to have people like you. Being respected does not equate to being likable. I find this fascinating that people mix these things together. The goal is never to be liked when it comes to the context of being respected and respectable. I've built many startups. Most of them have failed. So Bitcoin is exactly the place that I like to be. We're going to end it right there. Guys, what's up? I just had a wonderful lunch meeting, eating that Korean barbecue, guys, with a man that I deeply respect. And as a side note, real quick, I hope that you guys out there in the internet land, you guys have men and women that you can connect with, that you deeply respect, people that you can talk to, engage with, get advice from, bounce ideas off of, and have them pour into you, probably because they're just better human beings than you. No, but I hope that you have great people that you can talk with and just talk about life, talk about anything. People that are not beholden or have any agendas. They're just men and women who just have your interests in mind when they're there with you and engaged with you. But anyway, after this conversation with them, we spent about almost close to 3 hours with each other. I started pondering on this idea of respect, because I deeply respect this person, and I respect their grind. I respect their hustle. I respect them as him as a man, as a husband, as a provider, as a family man. As a father. He's got lots of kids, and I thought about this idea of respect, and I was curious about it. So guess what I do when I'm curious? I look shit up. And so I looked up the definition of respect so it could further inform my ideas around this, because I did want to talk about it. I did want to talk about it with you. And the title of today's topic is Respect is Earned, Not Demanded or Assumed. Not demanded or assumed. But anyway, I just got into this definition, and I looked at the definition of respect, and I want to walk you through it and some of my thoughts around respect being earned. And not assumed or demanded. It cannot be demanded. You can never demand respect. But anyway, after I typed in define respect in the internets, I came up with this definition. It said admire deeply. A person admire deeply as a result of abilities, achievements, or qualities. A definition of respect is someone that you admire deeply as a result of their abilities, their achievements, or qualities. And so I wrote a couple things down here, and it was easy for me to cut through the chaff and the bullshit. You'll see why. You see, when it comes to abilities, the ideas I wrote down are, abilities, you mean skill, maybe latent talent, natural abilities, right? These are things that you can admire deeply and thereby respect an individual for they have natural skill. They have natural talent. They have abilities that are great, that allow them to achieve obviously amazing things or beyond normal and beyond average things. But what I did is I put an X, you can't see it, but I put an X on it. And the reason I put an X on it is because I don't respect that. I don't admire that. I don't. Everyone has natural inborn skills. Now, if you are to focus that into something great, then that is respectable. But I don't respect the natural skill or natural talent or natural ability in and of itself. And in the definition of respect, it says admire someone deeply as a result of abilities. Leaves it up to a little bit of interpretation here, but I interpret ability as skill, talent, or latent or natural ability. And I don't really respect that. It's what you do, right? It's what you do with those abilities, those talents, those skills. That's what I can admire. That's what I can respect. And so I put an X there. The second one was easy. Admire deeply as a result of achievements. Well, I just wrote down worldly bullshit. Worldly bullshit. Your achievements in life, most of them are just bullshit. Do you have medals from middle school, high school, and maybe even colegio from college? Universidad? Do you? I did. Do you have yearbooks? I did. I threw them all away. Most achievements in life are fucking worthless. Most of them. Now, if you have personal, that's the key operative word there. If you have personal goals that you've achieved, those are worthwhile. But most achievements are just bullshit. It's bullshit. Even gold medals are bullshit. And I hey, I am not an Olympic athlete, so I might be talking out of my ass here. But I've heard enough interviews. I've read enough interviews of world-class, top tier, rank 1, motherfucker, legend. Rank 1 legend. The best in the world athletes. And from all the memory that I can conjure up, I don't remember any of those world-class athletes saying that the reason why the sole motive for them to do all this was to get that gold medal. That gold, literally, it's a medal. It's just a thing. No, they do it because of the challenge, of the process, of the desire to see the limits of their potential, to see how great they truly can be, overcome some demon, overcome some challenge, overcome some heinous adversity in life. When they win the gold medal and they sit down and reflect and they have some stupid ass interview and ask them dumb ass questions, they never say, oh, you know what, I just woke up on a Saturday when I was 13 years old and, I want to win a gold medal. No, it's always deeper than that. And so achievements, guys, that was a long-winded way of saying achievements, bullshit. Bullshit. The third one was qualities. Admire deeply as a result of qualities. Now that I can get into. Deeper qualities, deeper personal qualities, philosophical qualities, worldview, lifestyle, the qualities of the individual, and then I wrote it down, character. That's what I respect. That's what Peter respects. I respect character of person. That's what I respect. Now, I think you and anyone out there in the internet world could probably put together a pretty rational and pretty well-constructed argument for why you can totally respect and admire deeply individuals because of their abilities and their achievements. I think you and anyone out there could easily put together a solid case for why that works for you. But this is my podcast. And for me, abilities, natural innate abilities, and your achievements, I give 2 fucks about. How's your character? How's your personal life? How's your soul? How's your spirit? How's your home life? How's your relationship life? How's your relationship with your kids? Like, these are the things that I care about. These are the things that I respect people in. I give 2 fucks if you own a Lamborghini. I give 2 fucks if you live in a nice house. None of that shit means nothing to me. And this is coming from someone who has those things. So maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Maybe I need to just sell these things, get rid of them. So people be like, oh, internet proof. Fuck it. I love these cars. But I don't give 2 fucks about these achievements, these worldly successes. I care about the content of your character. And actually, I would even go farther. I would actually say that sometimes skills, latent talent, and achievements can sometimes repel people, right? Because there's too much ego involved in that shit. Right? It could actually be a negative against you, right? Sometimes you could be like, fuck that guy. He's got these natural skills and he flaunts it like an asshole. Or, look at her. She achieved that and she's like all haughty and prideful that she's like the shiznit. Like, let's be honest, these can actually be roadblocks to people respecting you, these achievements and skills and talents, if you don't hold yourself in a respectable manner or have a respectable behavior. Right? These are internal things that exude themselves outwardly, right? And so, character, my friends, character. You see, there's a lot of presidents, there's a lot of CEOs, there's a lot of men and women of industry who hold all these titles, right? These are achievements, okay? Titles are achievements, right? I've met a lot of them. When I was a consultant for 12 years, I met some of the most powerful individuals in industry. Fortune 50 companies, amazing, shaking their hand, talking with them, and having just amazing conversations about how I could help them improve their software development. I mean, these were great times. But I tell you, people are respected for the title only until you fuck up. right? Isn't that the truth? Right? People will respect you for your, oh, Mr. CEO, Mr. President, Mr. Board Member, Mr. So and so, big shot, whatever, right? Until they have some sort of moral failing, right? Some ethical moral failing, or consistent ineptitude over time, right? The title will gain you the respect until the moral failing or the character shines through. Isn't that true? Right? Or they just underperformed or lacked integrity. That's the real truth, isn't it? Isn't the real truth is that men and women of industry, they get to these high titles of respect, and then we find out what their character is, right? We find out what their character is. And so one thing that I have done a lot of reading about, and obviously there were specials about this on TV shows and these types of things, is Theranos and Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. That was an epic failure. If you haven't heard about her, she was supposed to be the next Steve Jobs. She had created this quote-unquote medical breakthrough in being able to have one prick of your blood or from your finger, and you'd be able to have 1,000 different tests run. It was a miracle, right, to be able to do all of that with one little drop of blood in an easy applicator system. Turns out, Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos was all made up. It was vaporware. Even the likes of people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett invested in her. Even the guy who owns Virgin Airlines, Richard Branson, I believe, even invested in her. I mean, she sold a bag of goods so deep and so wide, it was amazing that some of the most respected men and women of industry invested in her, and it was all vaporware. It was all made up. But isn't that the usual happenstance? Now, that was an epic failure in the world stage, but isn't that the usual happenstance? Isn't that how it happens? Is that people are given respect because of the title, and then we find out the real content of their character, the moral failing or the lack of integrity, right? Respectable leaders. Here's what I'm really trying to say is respectable leaders get results the right way. They get results with integrity. They get results with character. They get results with consistency of character. And that's what we're going to talk about. 3 ways to earn respect. And these are things that I wrote down. Number 1, the best way to earn respect, number 1, is consistent behavior. That's actually one of the things that I talked about as a software development consultant when helping companies understand how to improve their software development speed. Is that we need to create consistent behaviors within this overly complex system, or at least have consistent behaviors to the best of our abilities so that we can at some level measure some output that makes sense, right? You want to earn respect? You have to have consistent behavior over time. Are you the person that you say you are? Is your yes mean yes? Does your no mean no? Are you going to act in consistency over a multitude of different experiences over life? That is what you're measured by, right? You want to earn more respect? Have consistent, let me interject this, consistent positive behavior over time, right? No one enjoys a negative Nancy. Wake the fuck up and reprogram yourself back to positivity. Life is worth living, for fuck's sake. Man, I can't tell you how many negative Nancys I meet all the time. It's like, I don't even want to get into it. I should probably do another podcast on why it's important for you to never think negatively, ever. I'll write that down right now. Negativity. There we go. Negativity. Perfect. Number 2, take responsibility. You want to earn respect? Take responsibility, personal responsibility. What this means is a character of integrity. Yeah, it was your fault. You were part of it. Take responsibility. Oh, you're the manager, you're the boss. It's still your fault. I found this to be one of the most fascinating things in the corporate world. As an engineer developer for a Fortune 50 company right out of college, okay? And I was also there before college as an intern. But even as a consultant for these large companies as well. It slayed me. This idea that managers of development teams could go home at 4:35 and 5:30, and they would ask their engineers, developers to stay there at 7:30, 9 o'clock. What? Sometimes as a consultant, I would be there until 9:30, 10 with these engineers, developers, and I was a consultant. Was I getting paid for those hours? Hell no. Brother got paid by the day. okay? Those were free for me to them. But I wanted to earn the respect of the engineers and developers because I wanted them to see that I was willing to do what it takes to help them succeed, right? Even when their manager is at home at 5:30 having dinner with his spouse and kids, and all of the rest of us are sitting at work. That type of integrity, that type of fucking personal responsibility attitude, guys, will earn you respect over time. Number 3, I wrote this: do the shit. Now that needs some qualification, doesn't it? Do the shit is what I wrote down. Respect is earned through the hard times of life and through doing the shit, okay? Meaning taking out the trash, meaning smashing the like button, meaning doing the menial tasks that are way below your pay grade. That is what earns the respect of others, is that you're willing to go you're willing to traverse the entire company and do everything necessary, from the role of the CEO all the way down to the guy just writing the code, and even lower still, the secretaries and the note takers. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do the shit? Are you willing to persevere and be a stability for other people in those troubled times as well? Are you willing to go above and beyond, rise to the occasion, and be a fucking man? I mean, war makes the ordinary extraordinary. I've talked about that before. War and hard times make ordinary men extraordinary. That is one way to earn respect, is you're willing to do the shit, willing to do what it takes, right? Respect is the privilege of the trustworthy and dependable. I'll repeat that. That was pretty damn good. I wrote that down. Respect is the privilege of the trustworthy and dependable. You want to have great respect in life from your peers? You want to have great respect from other people? And by the way, the goal here is not to have people like you. Being respected does not equate to being likable. I find this fascinating that people mix these things together. The goal is never to be liked when it comes to the context of being respected and respectable. The goal is never to be liked. It's never been. Fuck. I screenshot for the behind the scenes people in our behind the scenes group. I screenshot shit all the time of how much hate I get. And some people say, well, that might be negative programming, always taking screenshots and putting them in folders. I love it. I have reprogrammed my brain. If you give me shit online, bro, I live off it. Because you're typing shit to me while I'm working. Like, there's nothing else I need to say. I'm working on my dreams. You're probably typing that stuff at a corporate slave job. So who's winning? like who's winning, man? Fuck, there's so many people that don't like me. But I don't care. I'm doing this because I love it. I'm doing this because I want to give. I'm doing this because I know that this has a long tail goal that none of y'all motherfuckers know about. And it's great. I can enjoy that and do that with integrity. And I can do it with excellence. You know, people might not like it. They might not like you. And that's okay. But you know what? They'll respect your hustle. They'll respect that you won't quit. You know, they might not like it when you hold them accountable. Right? When you say the tough things. When you ask the tough questions. They might not like it. They might not like you when you hold them accountable and you ask them the tough questions. Right? But they're going to respect that you're willing to talk about it and that you have empathy and sympathy for their situation. They're going to respect that. You know what people might not like? They might not like your disciplines, but they'll respect for you for your consistency and grind and your fucking mental toughness to not quit. People might not like your disciplines, your behaviors sometimes, but they can't knock the grind. That's like my life. I've never been liked by by people. I don't say masses. Maybe that's true. But you know, I don't think that's not important to me, right? It's not important important for me to be liked. But you can't knock my hustle, guys. I show up every day for fucking work. You know what? People might not like you, and they might not agree or be in line with your beliefs. You know what? They might not like you or your beliefs or agree with your beliefs. But you know what? They'll respect you if you are able to communicate your beliefs in a humble way. Is that fair? Let me repeat those three. The goal is not to be for people to fucking like you, right? They might not like that you hold them accountable and ask them the tough things, but they will respect your willingness to engage. They might not like your disciplines or some of your behaviors, but they'll respect you for the consistency and the grind and the mental toughness that you have. They might not agree or might not like your beliefs, but they'll respect the fact that you're willing to engage and communicate them in a humble manner, right? And so the ways to earn respect are sustained and consistent behaviors, taking responsibility and having integrity of character, and your ability to do the shit necessary to fucking win. The goal is never to be liked. It's never to be liked. The goal is to achieve your own goals. And you know what the ultimate win is? Is that you get to achieve your own goals, regardless of being liked or respected. So, you want to earn respect? Worthy. What are some of the behaviors that you need to be changing today? This is Peter, the Bitcoin Lambo. If you appreciated this episode, then smash the like button, stay a while, and subscribe. You know, it'd be really cool if you send this to one person in your network. That's always cool. And if you want to comment, let a brother know. Have a great one.